Greetings one and all, this is Lloyd Brown and welcome social media family to my vlog. Update. Fixed my glasses. But here's the problem. I can fold one side, but I can't fold the other because it's showing what the hell super glue can do. What the hell super glue can do. So, the situation is this. I'm going to have to use one of them librarian lace up things so I can use these at home. And I'm going to have to buy another pair. Well, in fact, sort out my eye test and get another pair. I want to get like a funky, thick rim pair, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, kind of like the Joe 90 look kind of vibe. And if you don't know who Joe 90 is, just Google that thing, you know what I mean? Might be before some people's time. But anyway, greetings one and all. This is Lloyd Brown and welcome to my vlog. Monday morning, nice and fresh and bright and bushy tail. I've been up since 8 o'clock, right? And before I even give you any reasoning as to my activity so far this morning, this episode is called Mind Your Business. Now, before people start thinking and drawing conclusions and assumptions that I'm going to be confrontational in this video, I am not. When I say mind your business, I'm talking about mind the business that you're in. So for me, and for those who are basically interested as to my goings on in my career and my business is the music business, right? So I'm here to let people know how I am minding my business and how some of y'all need to do the same for the reasons I'm going to specify. Now, I was up 8 o'clock this morning, and this was on the basis of a request from my publisher. Now, before I even go any further with that, I want to big him up. I want to take the opportunity in bigging up Kennedy Prezedent Mensah. Now, he's an Arsenal fan, and he can be forgiven for that. That's where my sympathies kind of stop. You know what I mean? But aside from all of that, President is not only a highly intelligent workhorse of an individual when it comes to publishing and royalties, but he's a dear friend and a dear brethren of mine. And I love him like a brother. And he linked me with details of works that have been registered, but the splits hasn't been registered properly. Now, I can be blamed for some of that, but it's on the basis of waiting on other people to get their splits as well. But that's neither here or there. The most important thing for me is to make sure that my splits are registered properly. And if you've seen in a couple other videos pertaining to publishing, I'm going to reiterate what it is. So when you publish a works that you record, it involves lyrics and music, okay? So if you write the lyrics, you are an author. If you write the music, you are a composer. And it can be split many ways. But of the 100% total sum that makes up the composition, it is usually the writer of the lyrics gets 50% and the composer of the music works get 50%. And that can be split very minutely in terms of how many people wrote the lyrics and how many people wrote the song, okay, or wrote the music, all right? So in relation to the information that I need to give President, I have to specify how much of a split I am entitled to in my recordings. Now, let's not romanticize things here, all right? The music business consists of 20% music and 80% business. I love making music. I love recording music. I love performing music. And I love how it reaches and connects to people and what have you. And yes, it is my job. And I need to eat. And I need to pay my bills. And I need to reinvest any capital, any money that I get. I need to reinvest in my music in order to pay my musicians when they record the works, and also pay my musicians when we go out and perform live. We don't do this thing for free, all right? It is not a weekend pursuit for me. This is my bread and butter through feast and famine. So it's important for me to have my business in check. Now, the reason why I've kind of been lapsed in certain regards, and I have to say the amount of titles that I had to sort out today must have been around 30, 40 titles. And it was spread across 3 albums. But that was on the basis that I've been recording so much and so hard and so consistently. And as soon as I record and release, I'm done with it. You know, it got to a point where I actually started forgetting. And yes, you know, it's a senior moment that I have. But by the grace of my brethren, President, he will basically nudge me and remind me, Lloyd, okay, we got some outstanding stuff we've got to deal with. And that's why I value him, because some other publishers won't do that. Some producers won't even do that. Some producers rely on the fact that you know nothing about the business so that they can start collecting. You know, because you could just have a one hit. You can be a one-hit wonder and eat food for the rest of your life with that one tune. So when people call people one-hit wonders, yeah, embrace that. You know what I mean? Embrace it. But what I'm trying to basically say in a roundabout kind of way is that the business of music is so, so, so important. If the powers that be recognize that you don't really have too much knowledge about the business, they will extract the everlasting urine out of you. Trust me. And they will exploit you, and they will basically just use you and discard you as quick as them find you. So if you have any degree of integrity to yourself in terms of your craft and where you want to go within your craft, mind your business. Mind your business. Because having an ironclad contract is just as powerful as having a hit tune. Because you can have a hit tune, and if you don't have an ironclad contract in relation to how the money is split and divided, you're screwed. You're screwed. And that's all there is to it. You know, so representation in terms of how your publishing is collected is very important. Yes, we are in the age of digital distribution and as well as vinyl distribution, but it doesn't change the rules of the game in terms of who is supposed to get what. If you look on YouTube videos right about now, I've got tunes that has basically been falsely claimed by other people, to the extent where I got a claim for a tune for another artist, of which the rhythm I gave to him. So not only is he robbing me, he's robbing me with the actual rhythm I gave him to voice over. Happens to the best of us. And if you don't have a team of people that actually looks over these things and can identify, well, this belongs to Lloyd Brown, so we're gonna make a claim for Lloyd Brown to get his rightful royalties and this and that. If you don't have a team of people working with you on that level, you're screwed. You're screwed. Forget about the stage. Forget about getting the forwards. Forget about all the aesthetics in this thing, and deal with your business first and expand your business. Okay? At the moment, I'm going into merchandising. Done a couple of designs, but here's my new design. There you go. LB with the Lion of Judah on my t-shirt, and also on a new line of caps I'm doing as well. Okay? So expanding your business is important as well, because if you're serious about your career, if you're serious about your career and want to elevate in your career, selling tunes is not the be all and end all. You have to basically create a brand around yourself so people can recognize, you know, if you're Joe Blogs make a particular kind of music. You know what I mean? Back in the day for me, it was like Joe Gibbs. It's like anything that was released on the Joe Gibbs label, I will buy it simply because of the musicianship. Biting my tongue. Simply because of the musicianship and the session musicians that was used in the studio to make the music that Joe Gibbs basically as a producer paid for. So if it was Dennis Brown, George Nooks, whoever, JC Lodge, whoever, I recognize Joe Gibbs as a brand that puts out good quality music, like Studio One, for example. You know what I mean? Etc, etc, etc. You know, so it's all about the branding, all about the business, and all about people respecting your brand. So they say, okay, right, we know your worth, we're giving you your worth. Give us your service. And that is all it is. That is all the music business is about. And in the reggae music business, it's very easy to adopt, because once you start adopting those principles, then people in the higher echelons of the business won't take no liberties with you. They can't take no liberties with you. They cannot take no liberties with you. For me personally, it's just a case where I choose not to perform up here, down there, everywhere, all over the place. I choose not to do PAs. I choose not to do dub plates for the reasons that I specify. So if I am doing an event, it's going to be a quality event because of the fact that you're going to hear music from Lloyd Brown live, you know, in once in a, I wouldn't say a blue moon, but not as regular. So it'll be worth £20 a ticket or £25 a ticket to come and see me and my band give you an hour, hour and a half of good quality music and entertainment. Okay, and that's my business. That's how I'm conducting my business. The business of me trying to be seen everywhere on every stage, that's not business. That's whoring yourself out. And when people see that you're whoring yourself out, they will place no value on you. And you won't get any business if you whore out yourself. I'm just saying, okay? So I'm making a plea to established, up and coming, up and running. The most important thing is to have your business in place. For the young ones, for the upcoming generation, age is on your side. And as long as you spend 6 months to a year making sure all of your principles are intact in terms of, or by way of contracts and agreements, then you can move on from that on solid foundations. But if you're just singing and get a forward and singing, and then all of a sudden one of the songs you're singing is a hit, and then you start, and then you need to start collecting your royalties, and you haven't signed an agreement or anything in place with a producer, you're screwed royally, you know? You're royally screwed. Because you can't go into a supermarket or a shop and say to the shopkeeper, yeah, I want to buy a bunch of bananas. And he gives you the bunch of bananas, and then you say, okay, let me take these home and I'll eat them, and then I'll come back to you and, you know, and pay you what I think they're worth. Right, it's a ridiculous concept, right? That's what happens in the reggae music industry. I'm not saying it happens 100%, but there's a percentage, and there's a notable percentage of that very practice happening in our business. And that is the basis of me saying that we have no industry. Because if we had an industry, it will be running like that. Constant. Whether it be good tunes that come out, crap tunes that come out, at least we have got the wheels moving in the direction it needs to move, and the product being released and distributed in the way it needs to. But anyway, I can hear myself waffling, so I am going to bid you guys adieu for now. I'm gonna have a lunch break and sort out some more publishing information and shoot the email off to President ASABBCP. So it's with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. And as always, you done know the coup. People, please, man, I beg you, do abstain from foolishness, even if it's your own, you know? So whatever that you have that amounts to foolishness, just dispense with that. Dispense with that. All right. So until I link up with you guys on the next exciting installment of my vlog, I can feel myself waffling now. I'm out of here. My gone.